It's Friday, September 13th, and it's time for your weekly recap. This week we're talking all about money. Dollar bills, y'all. Matthew from Facebook. Hey Chris, what is the best way to pitch for tips at the end of your street magic show? I find that the best way to pitch for tips is to incorporate money throughout your show and be referencing tipping throughout the show and then do a final pitch at the very end. When I do my final pitch, I want people to realize that I'm serious about asking them for money. It's kind of an awkward situation, so I diffuse it with a little joke at the very end, but not until I'm sure everyone realizes that I'm out there putting on a good show for them and I expect to be compensated for it. I have had a blast this week making the videos, the personalized videos for the people who ordered throughout this week. It's been really fun seeing where the orders are coming from, what's being ordered, and just being able to say, hey, what's up? So to find out what we're giving away this week, keep watching right here on the weekly recap. Constantine from YouTube. Chris, what do you think is the best coin or bill trick to perform to teenagers? I think the bill trick that catches the most attention from teenagers and adults has to be extreme burn. It is so visual. The fact that they're watching 5 ones change into 5 $100 bills that they can actually touch and feel is just really powerful magic. Ryan, I have a question about money. Can you give me some? Sure, yeah, here you go. Just pull it right out of the screen. Gotta pull hard. Ben from Facebook says, hey Chris, what's your favorite bill switch? Any new effects you could recommend other than a thumb tip? This is the bill switch that I use all the time. This is called ransom. If I'm in a situation where someone asks to see a trick and I don't have anything on me but like a $5 bill or a $10 bill, I will go straight into this without hesitating. This is a worker. This is something I use all the time. Kisela from YouTube. Some magic tricks that use money need to tear the bill in order to do the trick, like the pen through dollar bill trick. Is that illegal? Thanks. I'm going to read to you what you cannot do with money.
Whoever fraudulently alters, defaces, mutilates, impairs, diminishes, falsifies, scales, or lightens any of the coins coined at the Mint of the United States or any foreign coins which are by law made current or are in actual use or circulation as money within the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both.
That bit of the United States Code is actually up for interpretation because nobody's ever gone to court about tearing a dollar bill. There hasn't been a big lawsuit to further define this. The tricky bit in that is the fact that it says fraudulently. So if you're not doing it for personal gain or to make money in some way, then technically it can be argued that it's not illegal. But again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. Now's the part of the show where I tell you something I'm excited about. This week it's Rope, Nut, and Knot by Giovanni Livera. This is a classy routine using a rope, which is supplied, and a nut, which is also supplied. This thing's a hefty looking nut. And you can do some amazing magic with these two props, plus a deck of cards. And he goes through the details of everything in this whole routine. This is obviously something he's been working on for a very long time. It's very polished. And I think that if you are a working magician or someone who's really enthusiastic about magic and really wants to learn something cool, I would highly recommend you check out Rope, Nut, and Knot right here at magicgeek.com. Hockey Rules, 1998. What is the best way to transition from a magician that does it for fun to a magician that does it for money? I'm going to challenge you to rethink the way you're looking at this, because I think that even if you're doing magic as a business, you're still doing it for fun. You're doing it because you're passionate about magic. So instead of looking at it as how do I stop doing it for fun and start doing it for money, start looking at it like how can I incorporate business in a fun way to doing my magic. I think the main difference that a lot of magicians find when they start doing magic as a business as opposed to just as a hobby is that they're really forced to do the tricks that audiences want to see, not necessarily the ones that are the most challenging or fun to perform. CP9er, Chris, I seem to undersell my shows. How can I gain the confidence to sell my show for the price they deserve? We got a lot of questions about how much to charge for a children's show. The best thing to do is to go out there, try and see other magicians' shows, and try and get pricing for other magicians in your area. That way you're not gonna oversell yourself and charge way too much, and you're also not gonna undersell yourself, which is also not good for the Magic community as a whole, and not good for you. If people pay more for something, they put more value to it. So they're gonna actually like your show better if you're charging them what you should be charging them. So feel confident in that. If you feel like you're underselling your show, set a price that's a little higher and just stick to it. Even if people go, well, what if we pay you this much? Stick to your price. That way you're not gonna be booking shows where people undervalue you as a magician. And the shows that you do book are going to make up in price for the shows you're not getting from the people who want a discount. Benjamin from YouTube, have you any tips to cheap and good magic tricks? The best bang for your buck in magic, in my opinion, is books. So I would recommend buying books. Doraro66, is there a cheap way to do the 5 to 500 magic trick? The least expensive way that I've found to do certain bill switches is to trade out the $100 bills for fake $1 million bills. The impact is similar. It's not as good as real $100 bills, so there's a little trade-off there, but the change is still visual, it still happens in the same way, so that is probably the least expensive way to do it. This week we're offering a coupon code, which is DEX, but the S is not an S, it's a 5. So you could look at it as DEX spelled with a 5 or DEC5, depending on how you want to look at it, but just DEC5. Right? And that's going to give you 5% off your entire order. Plus, if you spend over $50, we're going to give you a deck of cards. It's going to be one of the cool custom decks of cards. This one here is the black special edition Baroque deck. It's the card for kings. So you might get one of these, you might also get a Fathom deck or a Carnival deck, some sort of cool deck that's out there. We're going to throw it into your package if you spend over $50. And if your order is over $50 and you use the coupon code, not only are you getting the deck of cards, but your name goes into the running to win one of these. This is an uncut Baroque deck poster thing. It's an uncut sheet. These things sell for, I think, like $50 or something like that. We're going to give it to you for freezies if your name gets pulled at the end of the week. You must use the coupon code before this upcoming Friday. I think it's the 20th. And your name will go into the running to win this. Plus, you could get this. Plus, no matter how big your order is, you're going to get 5% off. So what are you waiting for? Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Next week, I want to talk about audience management. So if you have questions about audience management, go ahead and leave them in the YouTube comment section down below. You can also leave them on the Magic Geek blog, Twitter, or Facebook accounts. They'll all get to me, and maybe we'll pick one of your questions and post it up, and I will answer it right here on the weekly recap. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
Weekly recap. Weekly recap. Where I answer your questions on a Friday. Weekly recap. Weekly recap. You could win stuff if you participate in the giveaway. Weekly recap. Weekly recap. It's the weekly recap, yeah.